Well, meowdy everybody, it's me, Jane, everyone's favored girl to win this year's uh, big cool championship. Um, as you can see, the snow's coming down outside. It's real snowy out on the campus. There's one of them trucks with the snow plows, one of them classic plows. But that's not what you're here for, presumably. You're here for Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, it just so happens that I'm also relatively here for Yu-Gi-Oh! Um, it's been a little while. It's been actually quite a few days. Not an extreme amount, but certainly it's been a little while longer than a normal, something like that. It's certainly been a bit longer, a couple of days. I don't know, I've had a hectic... Listen, folks, it's been some days. It's been a couple days. I've had some days, but now we're back, and here's something, is we have not done... I haven't even pulled this up, right? Our Purrgression Series 2 stuff from Magic Ruler? Pharaoh's Servant, I believe, is the one this was. What's this say? Spell Ruler. That's not even close. Wait a minute. I think it's Pharaoh's Servant, yes? No, I think it's Magic Ruler. Hold on, let's find out real quick. Let's find out. Okay, so based on the cards in this set, I should be able to get an idea, right? I'll be able to get sort of a general concept of what this set was and if it's the one. Okay, it's lagging. That's fine. We're doing our best out here, folks. That's one thing that they can't say about us, is that we're not doing our best. Those people are hacks and frauds and not my friends. What the fuck? This would have been nice a turn ago. What the fuck is happening in this set? Why is Flame Swordsman here? I thought he was... I didn't think they did reprints in main sets. This fucking single pack is huge. The fucking Delinquent Duo in here, and an Upstart Goblin. And a Toll. And of course the best card, Magical Labyrinth. I think this is the one we were on. Fairly sure, because we just... I think... Did this one have Jinzo? I don't think... This is probably the safer way to check, right? Spell Ruler? I need to know, because I need to know what... Although it'll be... The replays should... Okay, so I know Jinzo... Jinzo's in Pharaoh's Servant, isn't he? And he's one of the most recent hits to the ban list, as I recall. I think it was... Well, yeah, we banned Duo already, and Jinzo is in this one. So it was Pharaoh's Servant that we did just now. Right? Yes. I think so. Wait, no. This is Magic Ruler. Because the duel was... I thought it would be fun to review... Yeah, this is Magic Ruler. Fuck me. Okay, alright. So here's the explanation that you might not understand fully. See, here, I was going to do a funny thing, I figured, where I was going to do a funny thing where I'm sorry, I'm getting Discord messages on my phone, and they're throwing me for a loop because I'm a crazy person with a bad brain. I was going to do a funny thing where I went in blind to the replays, but here's the thing about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Purrgression Series 2. Everybody keeps fucking opening packs faster than I can record these videos. So we've already had... 2 people have already done their pulls for Pharaoh's Servant, and they've done the first duel in Pharaoh's Servant, so I specifically remembered typing out Pharaoh's Servant in one of my replays because I had trouble spelling the word Pharaoh, because I always do. So I was like, that had to be the most recent set. And I remember Alexis playing Jinzo in the most recent set. So I was like, it had to have been Pharaoh's Servant. But we've only had one duel of Pharaoh's Servant. I have not yet pulled for Pharaoh's Servant. This is the review for Metal Raiders, in which I pulled 3 Cyberjar. Jeez. And this, folks, is why you prepare your stuff in advance, and you don't try and do a funny series where you go, let's see. Let's just try and remember where we were when we left off. Oh boy, alright, so this is my deck for Magic Ruler / Spell Ruler. God damn, I'm very sorry. So you might have noticed, and now it's all coming back to me. So last video, right, you saw me do my polls for Magic Ruler, and I acted pretty unimpressed for the most part, and it really had not occurred to me how busted what I pulled was. And it occurred to me only after the fact that I had the bones for a really degenerate sort of strategy here. You may have recalled me mentioning Painful Choice. I don't know if I specifically said this, but I actually was not going to run Painful Choice. I pulled 2 copies of Painful Choice. It's a completely, it's a hyper strong card in later formats. Once we get into like chaos formats, right, Painful Choice is just completely broken. But in a format like this, where you're still playing big beater fish, big fish with 1800 attack just because he's strong. What good is Painful Choice going to do you? Throw like 5 of your strongest spell and trap cards in the graveyard to get one of them, and then just ditch the other 4. Now there's synergy with Magician of Faith, obviously, but I just didn't find that compelling enough of a reason to run Painful Choice as opposed to like more good stuff. But it did occur to me a combo that I could pull off with Painful Choice. Let's see if I can get it in test hand. That would be pretty epic. If not, I'll just explain it to you. And this is taking a few seconds, and I'm worried my computer will die. But we did not pull it, but we did open 2 Cyberjar. All right, so the thing here, the combo here, right, is if you open Painful Choice, and we have 2 copies, so it's actually pretty likely that we'll at least either draw into it first turn or get it with Upstart. Painful Choice, you send 3 Cyberjar and 2 Spear Cretin. By doing that, you ensure your way to a Cyberjar. You know for a fact that you're going to get a Cyberjar, because either your opponent adds Cyberjar to your hand, and then you can set it, or they add Spear Cretin to your hand, you set Cretin, then you use Cretin's effect to revive Cyberjar set. Cretin does not care. It can revive face up or face down, which allows you to recycle flip monsters. If you're not familiar, Spear Cretin actually has a loop, because you can, like, between 2 copies of Spear Cretin, recycle Spear Cretin endlessly. This is something I think I may have slept on in the first Purrgression series, because I never ran it in my flip decks. I know we didn't do videos for those, but towards the later half of that series, I began to sort of develop a flip-focused deck, and Spear Cretin just didn't occur to me. So you can kind of see my strategy from there, right? So I have 2 Mahavilo, and I have a bunch of just busted equip spells. Axe of Despair is way better than I gave it credit for. It's 1000 attack and no downside, which is huge. Snatch Steal is obviously busted, but it's not really that's not really one of the big ones. Other equip spells, Horn of the Unicorn, even Black Pendant, the 2 Stimpack, the 2 Malevolent Nuzzler, any of these equipped to Mahavilo, or indeed any of our other beaters. That's why I'm running Dark Zebra here. It's just a sort of generic 1800 sort of beat stick. And that's pretty nice to have, an equip spell equipped to. Same with 7-colored fish. Even the Dark Elf and the Jirai Gumo benefit from that. So the overall sort of strategy of this deck is get Cyberjar, blow up the field, summon a bunch of these guys, equip them with a bunch of the equip spells that we also get off of Cyberjar, and just swing for game in just an extremely powerhouse aggressive deck. And it worked very well for us. We won yet again, and as a result, of course, Cyberjar has been banned. I knew this was going to happen as soon as I built this deck. The 3 Cyberjar is insane, and Cyberjar is just a very busted card to begin with. I didn't play very optimally, but it was still enough to win, because Cyberjar is just that broken. On top of that, Spear Cretin can fetch, something else. It can cycle with itself. It can get a Hane, it can get Magician of Faith, it can get your Recruiters. Just a really strong card. I'm going to hurry through the deck list this time. I'm very sorry, I've already been talking for a while. So we've just got the familiar Beater, 7-colored fish, and Dark Zebra. We've got our big boss monster Barrel Dragon, our 2 attackers with Downside. We've got the 2 Mahavilo, our 3 recruiters, and the flip suite of the 3 Cyberjar, 3 Spear Cretin, 1 Hane, and 2 Moth. For our spells, we're running the powerhouses again. Heavy Storm, 2 Fisher, Upstart, 2 Painful Choice, Tribute to the Doomed. Rush Recklessly we're running, because it may not be an equip spell, but it benefits from being a quick play spell that you can set and activate when your opponent attacks into something, effectively wasting a summon for them. Acts of Despair, Snatch Steal is still just a completely broken card. Paralyzing Potion is still decent removal at this stage of the game, but we'll probably take it out soon. Then we've got some other equip spells, Horn of the Unicorn, Black Pendant, which we're running mostly just because it's a UR. Horn of the Unicorn is an SR, I think, but it's just very bad. It recycles itself by force, which can be really painful. Stim Pack and Malevolent Nuzzler, as well as the 1 Trap Hole. The side deck is just filled with other options. I put some UFO Turtle in here. I mentioned before, it's my favorite recruiter. We're running it just in case this strategy was not working for us and we needed to change it up. We still have the Magical Hats in here, the Karibo, and Tailor of the Fickle, just in case our opponents were on equip spell heavy decks we could take advantage of. Unfortunately, we did only pull that 1 copy, though. Now, going into replays, we have Magic Ruler. This is Magic Ruler, I'm sure of it. So the first match, which was me against Bell, I believe this one is quite a doozy. Hold on. Yeah, so first up, we set the Hane here. You can see Spell's hand, Tunes. Oh, fuck, Christ. That's not good. Hold on. Folks, hold on. We got this. We'll salvage this yet. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Hold on, folks. We got it. Folks, we got it. Folks, we got it. Folks, we can save the day. It's charging. It's going. Oh, Christ. Here's Cat. And here's Bear. That's pretty cool. They have names, but it's not a big deal right now. Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. Look at how professional I am. I'm so fucking cool. Anyway. So you can see, where were we? You can see spells on tunes and also rituals, which is an interesting choice. The reasoning here is that both of these summoning methods, tunes, which have inherent special summoning conditions, and rituals, both of these can special summon themselves and avoid, wasting your normal summon. The downside, as you're about to see, is that they're extremely susceptible to a lot of forms of removal. So Toon World there, costing 1,000 life points, send you searching the Crab Turtle, the best ritual monster in the format, I guess. I wouldn't know. We summon the Mahavilo. That does get Trap Hold. That is a good choice. 2 Karibo. I didn't even know she had 2 Karibo. Anyway, summoning the Witch there and then tributing it for Manga Ryuran, that's actually a pretty good move, picking up a Sonic Bird on top of that. The Hane, unfortunately from us, is going to return that hard-fought to summon Manga Ryuran, and then we're going to equip this 7-colored fish to just summon a 3,500 attack 7-colored fish, which will take the 1 Karibo. Spell's going to upstart here, Sonic Bird, to get a ritual spell Turtle Oath, which she can then use to summon the Crab Turtle and walk over our Hane. There he is, folks. The Crab Turtle has made his way onto the field. Unfortunately, we draw Painful Choice, so you can kind of see here our strategy. Dump the 3 Cyberjar and the 2 Spear Cretin. Of course, she gives us a Spear Cretin here, because who would give us Cyberjar right out the gate? At least this way it takes a little longer. Spear Cretin does have technical upside for your opponent, but it won't matter if you're going into Cyberjar. So Spear Cretin will allow us both to summon back a monster. I foolishly go for Mahavilo here, forgetting that it also allows my opponent to revive a monster, giving spell back Crab Turtle. Luckily, we do still have ways to get over it with this giant 7-colored fish and this Dark Elf to walk over the Sonic Bird, and we have so much advantage at this point that it's going to be hard for her to come back. She does top deck very well with the Summoned Skull. That's a super good card to have in your collection. But we've already sort of got the advantage rolling on her, so it won't be too much harder for us to walk into lethal. An interesting duel, though, for sure. That is a fun deck. Let's swap just for consistency. As you can see, she did pull the Toon Blue Eyes as well, so that's pretty cool. I wish Toons were a more viable strategy. I really do, but they're all high rarity. This is a pretty interesting combo. The Share to Pain to get rid of our Cyber Jar is actually very clever. She had the correct read that we did set a Cyber Jar in past turn 1, and using the Robin Goblin while we have no monsters to rip the Fisher out of our hand is pretty good. So she's going to just beat here. Unfortunately, we did draw into the Spear Cretin, which means we do have our Cyber Jar, enabling us, even as she passes, to flip it up and go to town. It's going to destroy every card on the field, and both players will reveal the 5 top cards of their deck, special summoning any monsters that they are able to, and adding the remaining cards to their hand. Now this is doubly bad for Spell because most of her cards require special summoning conditions, so the Mongrevuran and the Crab Turtle there are both going to just be added to her hand, and we have the follow-up with the Mahavilo equipped with the Malevolent Nuzzler to make it even bigger, just giving us a huge field of beaters here. Now, her hand is giant, so she definitely has some ways to deal with this. Unfortunately, killing the Witch is going to give us another card. She's going to use the Shield and Sword, and then follow up by summoning Crab Turtle, equipping Paralyzing Potion to the Mahavilo, ironically making it bigger and walking over 7 colored fish, as well as ripping another card out of our hand. Fortunately for us, we have Snatch Steal, which means we can just grab it back and summon this Dark Zebra. I use Hain here to return my own card to hand, but more so because it will give us exact lethal. Otherwise, it would have gone another turn. I don't think she could have turned it around, but just to clean that game up, that's what we do there. Now let's go into... Give me a second. I don't know how they do this, man. It's harder to talk so fast. Alexis versus Gao, which is the second round. Here we see Alexis opening up with a set Witch of the Black Forest. Gao's deck, I think, is still on the defenders pretty heavily. It's got the Sangha of the Thunder there. Alexis with the read, unfortunately, going wrong. The stop defense, flipping a Recruiter, a Giant Rat. Now, this is the funny play. You use Giant Rat to go into Labyrinth Wall, and then on your turn, you immediately switch Labyrinth Wall to defense mode, and nothing can get over it. Fortunately for Alexis, though, in a format with so many equipped spells, it's easy to summon Tri-Horn Dragon, equip with Malevolent Nuzzler, make a big monster, and run over the Labyrinth Wall. That's amazing. Now, Gao does have the tribute monsters, the Curse of Dragon, a second Labyrinth Wall in hand, and the Song of the Thunder, but as long as the advantage engine is kept up here, it's going to be hard for him to get around this, and... You know, you would need a specific form of removal for the Tri-Horn Dragon, and you would also need a set monster to guard against the 7-colored fish. An Armed Ninja is just not what you're looking for in this scenario, and you're just going to, you know, run ever behind an advantage as Alexis keeps getting the gas, drawing into a Summoned Skull, which I did not know he also had. I knew Spell had one, did not know he did. But this entire hand is just pretty rough, and Alexis's hand still having more gas in it, meaning, you know, probably was not going to go well for him. So this second duel, we see just how degenerate her deck has become. Confiscation into Delinquent Duo to rip 3 cards out of hand, setting a Cyber Jar and passing, stealing some of our maneuvers there. She's not going to opt to flip it up, though. I don't know if that's the right move, but I don't know enough about this game to say for sure. It's going to be flipped up during this attack anyway, which does give Gao first crack at it. But his monsters are more defensive, so he's just going to be summoning them face down, whereas Alexis is going to get some flip monsters and some beaters. Now, we have a big brain play coming up. I recognize this. Eternal Rest in hand, which kills all monsters on the field with equip spells. Meanwhile, Alexis cycling back Delinquent Duo, which is just disgusting. This is the big brain play. Fairy's Hand Mirror here is going to force the Malevolent Nuzzler that was going to be equipped to Flame Cerberus to the Dark Zebra. Then Alexis will follow up by equipping Malevolent Nuzzler to the Flame Cerberus. On Gao's turn, he's going to equip Paralyzing Potion to the 7-colored fish and use Eternal Rest to kill all the monsters on the field. That is a 700,000 IQ play. That unfortunately is not going to result in much because Alexis has Robin Goblin as well as a beater to just continue ripping things out of his hand. Now, the Jirai Gumo here can kill the Dark Zebra, but it will cost him half his life points because he's not as lucky as us. Alexis actually doesn't have a monster she can summon here, but she's got the Fisher to kill it, and overall has more advantage, and both players seem to be sort of drawing into nothing at this point. The Nimble Mangama is going to turn this hand on and just end the game there because Gao has 800 life points. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Magic Ruler round 3. This is the finals of me versus Alexis. This one will, this is the last of it. Here's my perspective. Alexis is going to start by setting the Mamanga there. Hate this card. I realized Mamanga is actually better than Giant Germ, which I had said was better in my review video. Also, Stop Defense flipping up our Cyber Jar by force. Revealing there the Mystical Space Typhoon, which is actually really not good. It's definitely like a solid form of spell and trap removal, but for someone who has Heavy Storm, not a big deal. Not as big. So we have the Rush Recklessly here, as you can see, coming in clutch. That's why we run it, because it can make our monster big enough to get over a tribute like that, which would otherwise our opponent just wouldn't think to attack into it. We're going to make two very big Mahavilos here, attack into this Nimble Mamango. The reason Mamanga is better than Giant Germ, in my opinion, at this point is because it summons face down, whereas Germ forces you to summon it in face-up attack position, which is far worse. MSTing the card here, I'm actually going to tribute the Dark Elf to put it back on top of my deck. A questionable move, but I have the Cyber Jar in hand, so I figure it's not that big a deal. We're going to draw right back into it and make a just humongous Mahavilo at 4,050 attack. No getting over that. We are not even using the Cyber Jar because that would be a massive waste. We're going to set this Moth and attack into Giant Germ. As you can see, it does special summon in phase of attack position, which means when Mahavilo attacks, it's going to do a lot of damage. But not enough to kill her, so she does still have a way to come back from this, setting this Witch of the Black Forest, which is a pretty good hit. We will flip up the Moth, though, get back this Upstart, draw into another card, which is Horn of the Unicorn, to make our Mahavilo even bigger, then Tribute summoning Barrel Dragon, flipping two heads and killing Witch of the Black Forest. Not great for us, but at this point, we've got the giant Mahavilo, so there's really no harm in attacking. Oh boy. What a duel that one was. And once again, that Barrel Dragon proving to us its usefulness, its versatility. As you can see there, once again, let's start this off. Alexis starting us off with a painful choice this time. She also has two copies. Her hits here, Moth, Duo, 2 Spear Cretin, and the card we're going to add to hand. I don't actually remember which one it was, but it's safe to assume it was a good card. She's going to set them off here to recycle the Painful Choice or the Duo, but luckily we can tribute to the Doomed It. Thank God. Get in with this fish and setting a trap hole, which is very nice to see. She's going to set the Sangan here. We're just going to attack into it with 7-colored fish, fearing Cyber Jar, and then we will set Moth. At this point, she's still playing very heavy on the set monsters, so I'm very afraid of the Cyber Jar, which I believe is what I added to her hand, which is why I'm playing so cautiously. Ditching my own there to get rid of the Spear Cretin and attacking in for some pretty big damage. She would need to draw pretty well to turn this around, and she does have the Cyber Jar, so she's going to have to set it now. You can see here the Mega Morph, which is interesting. We're going to switch this to defense, attacking with Mahavilo. Obviously it's Cyber Jar, so it's going to flip up. We are going to draw into no monsters, 5 equip spells. Not actually, but one of them is Painful Choice, so that's going to benefit us. She's going to summon 4 monsters. Holy shit, look at that. Giant Germ, Dark Zebra, 7-colored fish, and Nimble Mungo. Luckily, the thing about Cyber Jar that makes it so busted is that, you know, your spell and traps aren't going to the graveyard. You still get to run, you still get a +5 out of it, right? Even though I didn't get any monsters to special summon, I've still got a hand full of cards now. So since it's still my turn, I can activate Painful Choice, do my usual thing. Also pulling a Fisher to kill the weakest monster, and Snatch stealing the 7-colored fish, then using my 2 equips on each of my 2 monsters to make them big before passing back. Snatch Steal is going to give her 1,000 life points here. Then she's going to tribute summon the Tri-Horn Dragon, which is a perfect hit for the trap hole. She's got the Fisher to kill 7-colored fish, but that will burn 500 off of Black Pendant. And then she's going to equip the Paralyzing Potion, which is a misplay because Dark Zebra is going to switch to defense position regardless. Not a huge misplay though. The 7-colored fish here equipped with the Megamorph is going to get up to 3,600. We're going to Spear Cretin to bring back the Cyber Jar. She will bring back Tri-Horn Dragon. Pretty nice for her, but unfortunately, since we have Cyber Jar, it does not matter because it's getting blown up, baby. This time we're going to get a little bit better, drawing a few more monsters, Dark Zebra, Moth, and the Dark Elf. We're both going to draw into our own painful choices here. Alexis is going to get 2 set monsters, but we've got the Barrel Dragon, which we can then tribute summon using the monsters we got, and then painful choicing to get a bunch of equip spells out of our deck here. I'm just sending 5 equip spells so that I know no matter what I'm going to draw into a monster. We're going to get the worst one here, which I believe is Stim Pack. That's going to give her another 1,000 life points and get another Nimble Momongo, which will activate its effect again, but after that, we can rest assured knowing that she doesn't have a way to come back from this. The Confiscation kind of hurts, but I mean, there's nothing super strong in our hand, it's all on field. Barrel Dragon is going to flip 2 heads. Then we're going to equip it with Stim Pack to get it up to 3,300, attack over this Witch with this Dark Elf, and get in with Barrel Dragon for lethal for the round. Wow, that was extremely difficult. Wow. I'm sorry about the weird glare here, and I'm sorry about the general unprofessionalism of this video. It was a fucking travesty. But in any case, the hits this ban list, what were the hits? Yes, Delinquent Duo, of course, was hit because it's a Delinquent Duo, and my beloved Cyber Jar has to be removed from the deck. A huge hit to me. I'm probably not going to run Spear Cretin anymore unless I have a very degenerate sort of burn strategy relying on the Cretin loop, and I don't know if I want to play a deck like that. I might even take out the Painful Choice because at this point it's not as busted anymore. But we'll have to see what I pull for Pharaonic Guardian, see if I can pull as well as everybody else has, or at least the 2 people who have pulled so far. And thank God that this card isn't in the format anymore. I'm not bent out of shape that I didn't draw this pack, by the way, because Delinquent Duo got banned, and it would have gotten banned pretty much no matter what, so I'm certainly not hurting for not having my own copy, although it's probably not going to be too long before some of my other cards start getting hit. I imagine Painful Choice, which both me and Alexis have at 2 copies, is probably going to be hit soon. It's likely that once Heavy Storm starts really winning us games, it's going to get banned. I'm shocked it hasn't been yet, but I understand why, because there have been much better cards, and Heavy Storm has never really gone off in a major way. There just aren't enough good trap cards in the format to facilitate it. On top of that, Trap Hole's probably going to get banned eventually. It's a really strong generic card that a couple of us have, and it's been very useful. Magician of Faith probably will get hit eventually. The Recruiters will both eventually probably get hit. And what else? Fisher, perhaps. And of course, oh right, Snatch Steal didn't win us huge this game, but it's a really strong generic power card, so it's probably going to get hit for sure. In any case, speculation is how you end. Next time, Pharaoh's Servant. Goodbye.